Major changes are on the horizon for Disney, but do you know about the biggest ones that are going to make a difference for you? We're taking you into the future to see what Disney's got in store for us all here on DFV Guide. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. I hope you're ready because Disney is about to switch things up big time for 2026. We're going to deep dive into all the latest Disney announcements that we know about so far that'll be impacting Disney vacations in a major way starting next year, and possibly even earlier than that. After the closure of Muppet Vision 3D, as well as the whole Muppet Scoreyard this June, I can't help but feel like Hollywood Studios has majorly been missing that extra bit of magic and laughter. Good thing it's not going to be the case forever, though, because Muppets are coming back in a big way, in a 0 to 60 miles per hour kind of way. Disney is getting ready to re-theme Rock and Roller Coaster from Aerosmith to the Muppets, and just recently Disney confirmed that we'd be seeing this new version of the ride up and running by 2026. While we don't know a whole lot more about the ride changes beyond that, we do know that the Muppets will be teaming up with some of music's biggest stars for a rock and music festival, and hopefully a whole lot of laughs too. For those who are going to miss the classic Aerosmith version of this ride, not to worry, you still have until the end of 2025 to get those backstage passes and board that super stretch limo before Disney World wraps up their tour. By the way, if you're ever worried about when a certain ride is going to close, or you don't know when Disney's planning on offering some of their special events, or even if you just want to, in general, stay in the loop when it comes to everything Disney World has going on for the rest of the year, be sure to pick up our Disney World 12-month calendar by scanning the QR code you see on the screen now, or clicking the link in the description for disneyfoodblog.com/WDW calendar after this. Did I mention it's free? It's free. Yep, it pulls at my heartstrings too, more than you know, but Disneyland is going to be undergoing a massive expansion over the next decade, especially over in Disney California Adventure, and it seems Monsters, Inc. Mike and Sully to the Rescue is going to be one of the expansion casualties here. I've got a lot of respect for Mike and Sully to the Rescue, not just because I'm a fan of all things Monsters, Inc., though that is one of the reasons, but also because this Monstropolis overlay replaced the rather interesting Superstar Limo attraction that was originally in this show building, which is a whole other topic for a different day. But this Monsters, Inc. dark ride, as well as a good chunk of the Hollywood backlot area, is going to be demolished in early 2026 as it makes room for the new Avatar land. The new land will be based on the sequel films of Avatar and become the new home to a brand new boat ride. We still have a lot to learn about this land as a whole, but I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt just because I do enjoy Pandora World of Avatar over in Animal Kingdom. But that doesn't make the hurt of losing Mike and Sully to the Rescue any less painful, and I'm glad we're at least going to be able to say goodbye to it throughout the rest of 2025. After all this time, literally since the beginning of 2025, the wildest ride in the wilderness is getting ready to make its big return. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad will be reopening sometime in 2026 with, as Disney puts it, a little bit of new magic. We're not sure what this means quite yet, but we have seen some pretty extensive work being done on this coaster all throughout the year, which includes a new track. So I'm guessing this ride won't be wild enough to help you pass a kidney stone anymore? No, seriously, that was a thing. We've seen a lot of progress signaling the light at the end of the construction tunnel, like the envelope testing vehicles on the tracks, which are meant to check ride safety and clearance. We've also seen extenders that stretch out from their frame and act as the maximum reach for riders to make sure nothing on the ride extends into that reach area so that guests are safe. Oh, and we've also seen what appears to be new vehicles on the tracks, but they've been keeping them covered for now. Not ready for the big reveal quite yet, but soon. Now that the Liberty Bell and Tom Sawyer Island are closed to make way for the new Pixar Cars area, Piston Peak, this section of the park is looking pretty sad, so it'll be nice to have Big Thunder back up and running again to give Frontierland a little more life in the meantime. If you thought Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run in Hollywood Studios was already a good time, wait until the spring. In honor of the release of the Mandalorian and Grogu movie on May 22nd, 2026, Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run is going to offer new experiences for those who ride it, beginning on the same date. So here's how the story's about to be rewritten. Hondo Ohnaka, you know Hondo, pirate, outlaw, got some cool dreadlocks, that guy, just found out about a deal on Tatooine between ex-Imperial officers and some pirates. There's a bounty for their capture, so you're gonna borrow the Millennium Falcon Falcon and team up with Mando and Grogu to track him down. But there's more. You'll also get to visit some new destinations on the ride, including Bespin, Tatooine, and the ruins of the Death Star. But the best part about these new changes, for the first time ever, you and your crew get to be in control of the destination on the Millennium Falcon. And that's not all. You know how the role of the pilot is usually the coveted position? Well, after the changes in May roll out, the engineer on the new version of Smugglers will get to communicate with Grogu throughout the entire mission. So there's a good chance your priorities on board might change in 2026. It's the end of an era, a prehistoric era. Dinoland USA in Animal Kingdom is about to be transformed into Pueblo Esperanza, the new Tropical Americas themed area that'll include popular IP like Indiana Jones and Encanto. And while Encanto's ride is being built from the ground up, Indiana Jones will bring his all-new adventure ride into the building that's currently home to Dinosaur. While it seems there'll definitely be some similarities, especially when it comes to the track layout, between the ride in Animal Kingdom and the Indiana Jones rides that already exist in Disneyland and Tokyo Disney Sea, the version coming to Animal Kingdom will feature a brand new storyline following the man with the hat during a time when he has recently discovered a perfectly preserved Mayan temple, and that can only mean one thing: it's time to explore it. The whole Dinoland area has been closing in phases this year, but the dinosaur ride will be the last to go, staying open for the remainder of 2025. So if you're ready to join Dr. Seeker for one last trip on a time rover to grab an iguanodon and bring it back to our timeline, go ahead and order one of our Final Roar t-shirts from dfbstore.com before you go, because we're all in this together. So the shirts illustrate that solidarity. Whoa. Hold on. Don't panic just yet. The Skyliner isn't going to be closing for a whole long period of time like we've seen for Big Thunder Mountain or anything. It's only closing for a little while. But if you were planning on vacationing during the time that the Skyliner is closing for some seasonal refurbs, then you'll need to know about that in order to A, brace yourself ahead of time so you're not disappointed when you get there, and B, plan your vacation for maybe a little earlier or later so you can avoid the closure, especially for staying at a Skyliner resort. The Disney Skyliner will be receiving some much needed TLC from January 25th to the 31st, meaning all the stops and connections between Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and the hotels along the route, so Art of Animation and Pop Century, Riviera, and Caribbean Beach, will not be available during this time. Now, if you've already booked a room at one of these resorts for that exact closure period, you're not going to be stranded there. Complimentary buses will be offered for all of the parks. But that being said, I recommend adding some additional travel time to your schedule during that closure, since the buses will be way busier without the Skyliner helping to manage that extra travel demand. Well, now that I've already started talking about Skyliner renovations, guess I should just go ahead and rip off the rest of the hotel construction band-aid while I'm at it. There's typically always going to be some sort of update or renovation or seasonal cleaning or whatever is going on across the Disney World resorts, but these are the ones that you might specifically encounter if you're going to Disney World in 2026. Bay Lake Tower at Disney's Contemporary Resort is undergoing a lengthy refurbishment that actually started back in September 2024 and is expected to last until July of 2026. While the resort is still available to book, rooms could be limited and you might be able to see or hear construction work in select areas of Bay Lake Tower during the day, just to give you a heads up. Because Polynesian Village Resort apparently has no chill, it's going through another round of renovations, this time with their villas and bungalows in the main area, not over at the DVC Island Tower that literally just opened in December. Again, you might see and hear daytime construction starting at 9 a.m. and additionally, Disney notes that some views of the theme parks and other surrounding areas may be impacted. Yikes. Finally, over at Pop Century Resort, guest rooms are undergoing refurbishment from late March 2025 to mid-February 2026, potentially even longer than that. Good news though, all the resort amenities will still be available during this time, except of course for that brief period when the Skyliner is going to be closed. And I'm sorry, one more round of Disney World hotel closures, and then I promise I'm moving on to something more fun. But come on. I know how much some of y'all like your pool time, so I don't want you to be thrown by the sudden lack of pools in your future. And who am I kidding? I love my pool time. My pool time is some of the most, protected time of mine when I'm in Disney World, because you guys know I was born in Buffalo, New York. Pools are, sacrosanct. that the meaning of that word? I don't know. Pools are very, very important. Okay, from January 2026 until late April 2026, the Surfboard Bay Pool and the Kiddie Pool at Disney's All-Star Sports Resort will be closed for maintenance. Now, I wouldn't consider this to be a deal breaker by any means, since the Grand Slam Leisure Pool at All-Star Sports will still be open during this time. Not to mention, you can also hop over to the other All-Star resorts, music and movies, to get even more pool time. So don't forget the pool hopping is allowed at the All-Star resorts. And from January 26th, 2026 through May of 2026, the pool offerings will be unavailable at Bay Lake Tower at the Contemporary Resort. During that time, the Bay Cove Pool, the water play area, and the Whirlpool Spa will be closed for maintenance, but the water offerings will remain open right outside the main Contemporary Resort Tower for all Contemporary and Bay Lake guests to use. Ho ho ho, Disney Adventure World, my friends. How's about we jump outside the States for a minute to see what kind of action's going on in the overseas parks? Because when it comes to Disneyland Paris specifically, 2026 is gonna be huge. DLP is in the process of transforming their Walt Disney Studios park into Disney Adventure World. You know, similar to how MGM Studios turned into Hollywood Studios back in 2008. And this re-theme is going to add a lot of never-before-seen Disney attractions, like that Lion King-themed log flume, a Pixar Up-themed swinging attraction, and a Rapunzel tangled spin ride. But there's more. Adventure World will also be opening up a section for the world of Frozen, similar to its counterparts in Hong Kong and Tokyo. Plus, Avengers Campus is going to be getting more additions at a later date, too. Soon, Disneyland Paris is going to be on every Disney fan's radar for its various brand new offerings, and we cannot wait to see it take shape too. I really want to ride that new Lion King ride. Okay, I know I'm not the one out here raising ticket prices or anything, but I always feel like I need to apologize when I bring up price hikes because no one likes a price hike, especially not when we're talking about already expensive vacation destinations. Alas, Disney World's ticket prices have indeed increased for 2026. Now, at first glance, it might not look like the ticket prices as a whole are going to be all that different because the starting price ranges are still the same, ranging between $119 and $169 for a park ticket. But in 2026, we're seeing more days pushing toward that peak price range than we saw throughout 2025. Yeah, that's how they get ya. If you want to get a more specific look at what ticket price hikes we've been seeing across the board, we've got a detailed post on our website that lays out all the data for you, which I'll go ahead and link down below in the description. But you might be more interested right now in knowing which days throughout 2026 are currently seeing price ticket decreases. From what we're noticing at the moment, and note things can change, it appears that January 14th has a ticket price drop, as well as February 5th, April 27th, several days throughout July, surprisingly enough, and a scattering of days during August and September. But we're going to continue to keep you updated if or when these prices change. Along with price increases for tickets, Disney's also silently increased prices for the Disney Dining Plan next year. The 2026 plan prices now look like this. According to these new numbers, the quick service dining plan will go up $1.33 for adults and $1.46 for kids, while the standard dining plan will see an 89-cent increase for adults and a $1.16 increase for kids. Not major increases, but increases, regardless of an already expensive add-on option, so be sure to adjust your vacation budget accordingly. Now, before you get too stressed out about those DDP price hikes, Disney World does have a promotion currently featured on the special offers, deals, and discounts page via their website that could help you combat them. Free Disney dining for kids ages 3 to 9 is making its grand return. Per the release of this video, you can now add the Kids Eat Free promotion to your 2026 vacation package, which means you must pay for a bundled Disney hotel stay along with theme park tickets. But there are some additional rules and details you're going to want to read up on before you commit to this free Disney Dining Plan deal. Just note that the number of packages available for this offer is limited though, meaning you'll need to act soon if you want to use it for your own 2026 trip. The good thing about this promo is that according to the Disney website, it can still be combined with other select special offers. But again, you'll want to double check and see which offers this deal will mesh with best. Might be a good idea for you to reach out to a reliable travel agent. We always use Small World Vacations to help you do some number crunching and discount combining to find the best possible savings for your 2026 trip. I will link their info down in the description so you can reach out for a free quote if you're interested. Now that we're in the second half of 2025, we've seen new attractions open like Test Track 3.0 in Epcot, Disney's Starlight Dream, The Night Away in Magic Kingdom, which makes me cry every time, 2 live stage shows in Hollywood Studios, and other fun and fresh additions as well. But we're not done seeing the new stuff open yet in 2025. In fact, depending on when some of these new Disney offerings eventually open, they'll more than likely impact way more trips planned for 2026 than they will for trips happening this year. For example, Zootopia, Better Zoogether, is currently being fleshed out inside the Tree of Life over at Animal Kingdom. And while Disney did say that they were planning on opening this one in winter of 2025, we wouldn't be surprised if it opens either really late winter or gets pushed back to 2026. According to Disney, the new Zootopia show will take guests on an adventure through different biomes seen in the film. And I wish I had more to tell you about it beyond that, but that's all I got for you right now. But I'll make sure to keep you updated once we've learned more. Then there's Beacon Barrel, the new family-friendly Pirates of the Caribbean pub coming to Magic Kingdom, set to open in late 2025. According to the newest Imagineering lore, this pub will be run by the legendary pirate rum runner Captain Meridian Mary Goldwyn and her talkative first mate Rummy, an animatronic parrot who will keep an eye on the place from a roost atop the bar. We don't have menu updates for this lounge yet, but we do know more about what the interior of this spot's going to look like. Beacon Barrel will feature 2 specific lounge areas. The first is called the Mess, which will be a large central space themed as a former mess hall for Spanish soldiers, featuring long tables that span the room and allow your pirates to gather around and tell their own tales. Then there's the Captain's Quarters, which will be themed as the former living space of a Spanish commander. The luxurious Captain's Quarters will feature intricate theming, including the fine artwork and drapery on the walls, much of which hasn't escaped slashing blades or burn marks over the years by rambunctious pirates. There'll also be a group of 5 ships and bottles sitting on the mantle mounted above the fireplace that are rumored to represent pirates from every corner of the world banding together to defeat tyranny. Again, once we learn more about these attractions' specific opening dates, we'll update you ASAP through our free DFB newsletter. On a similar note, Disney Cruise Line is going to be adding 2 new ships to the fleet toward the tail end of 2025, meaning come next year, you'll have a whole lot more cruising options to choose from for your next Disney vacation at sea. The first is the Disney Destiny, which will offer 4- and 5-night cruises to the Bahamas and Western Caribbean during her inaugural season, starting November 20th, 2025. The Destiny will also make stops at one or both of Disney Cruise Line's island destinations, Castaway Cay and Lookout Cay. Aboard the Disney Destiny, you must choose a side, heroes or villains. But no matter where your allegiance leans, in the end, every passenger will be able to experience things like the brand new Lion King themed dining experience, a Cruella de Vil piano lounge, the Edna Mode sweets shop, and Black Panther themed atrium. There's lots of other new and familiar additions that'll take on the spirit of Disney's greatest protagonists and antagonists on this ship. And the second ship that's going to be taking its maiden voyage at the end of the year is the Disney Adventure. The Adventure will have its home port in Singapore, making it the first ever Disney cruise ship to sail from Singapore and throughout Southeast Asia. It's going to offer 3- and 4-night cruises starting up on December 15th. On board this ship, expect to find premium dining experiences, including one themed around Mike and Sully, honest-to-goodness Avengers rides on the top deck, including an Iron Man-themed roller coaster called Iron Cycle Test Run, an all-new Coco stage show, and a ton more. This is going to be a massive ship. If you're not going to get the chance to use the free Disney World Water Park perk this year, you'll have another chance to use it in 2026. So just to recap for all y'all who might be out of the free water park loop, if you're staying at a Disney World owned hotel, then on the day of your check-in, you'll receive a free water park ticket for everybody on the room reservation, either to Blizzard Beach or Typhoon Lagoon. And thankfully, this perk will be coming back in 2026, but the only caveat is that it's going to be available for summer 2026 only. So if you're not planning a vacation for next summer, this perk isn't going to be available any other time in 2026, but it will be available on all days, weather pending, for the rest of 2025. So before you get too upset about another extended refurb, hear me out, because I think you're going to like this one. Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin in Magic Kingdom is going to close in August and reopen sometime in 2026. Why? Because there are a few changes coming to this ride that are going to improve your future blaster experience, I promise. If you've ridden the ride before, then you're probably familiar with the static targets, but those will be upgraded with new technology that will allow them to react and light up when they're hit, so you know you actually hit them. There'll also be new ride vehicles that have new handheld blasters, meaning you'll be able to aim and blast away easier than before. The new blasters will also include an always-on laser that comes in 2 different colors, one for each guest in the vehicle, so you know what you're hitting and what your, partner's hitting. But I think what I'm personally most excited for is the all-new character who's going to be making their big debut once the ride opens. Buddy is going to be a friendly robot guide who will make sure you're prepared for your mission before you get to blastin'. During his new scene, you'll be able to try out some of the new interactive target features before starting your mission. Now we've got some birthdays in the house. Disneyland is currently celebrating its 70th anniversary. The theme, Celebrate Happy, which is super fitting since it has had the motto of being the happiest place on earth for the past 70 years. The celebration started up on May 16th and will be running until summer of 2026, which means now and throughout the first half of next year is your time to see that limited time anniversary entertainment like the Paint the Night Parade, Wondrous Journeys, and World of Color Happiness, as well as pick up some of those exclusive 70th anniversary treats and drinks and merchandise. Meanwhile, Hong Kong Disneyland is also celebrating a major milestone, the Big 2-0. During the most magical party of all celebration, guests are able to watch the Fantastic Parade featuring characters like Duffy and Buzz and Woody and Encanto and the Madrigal family and more. And you see the momentous Party in the Sky Nighttime Castle show, which is insane. It is so good. The drones are amazing. This party kicked off on June 28th and will last for a full year before wrapping up next summer, just like Disneyland's 70th. Leave Disney to get to bed at a decent hour? Not on my watch. Disney recently confirmed that After Hours for Magic Kingdom will return in 2026. Although we don't have the exact dates for the event yet, and we're still waiting to see if the other Disney World parks will be following suit. I think they probably will, but can't guarantee. After Hours events have been held in Magic Kingdom from January to mid-May, so we'll be keeping an eye out for dates and let you know as soon as we learn more. So here's how After Hours works. This is a separately ticketed event, which generally starts at 10 p.m. and runs until 1 a.m. Yeah, I know. Get that Joffrey's coffee ready. You're gonna need the extra pep in your step. While the event doesn't start until after the park closes, you should still be able to get into the park 3 hours before the event kicks off, giving you a few hours of general admission time in the park too. But once After Hours begins, you'll have access to all the rides, but with much shorter wait times. Your ticket will also get you free select snacks and drinks, including Mickey ice cream bars, popcorn, and select bottled beverages, amongst other stuff. These snacks and drinks will be available at carts throughout the park, while other snacks and drinks will still be available for purchase at select locations. Okay, you know how I gave a shout out to the Small World Vacation travel agents earlier? While I was recording this script, I couldn't help thinking, I wonder what those folks are up to today. So I went to their website and what I found was a treasure trove of all the 2026 Disney Cruise Line itineraries they'd collected. And we got some fun new ones to look forward to. For instance, the Disney Magic is taking after the Disney Wonder and is going to start offering 7-day Alaskan cruises throughout 2026. Ports of call will include Skagway, Juneau, and Ketchikan. And the Disney Dream, during select European cruises next year, will visit the island city of Cagliari, located in Sardinia, Italy, which is a brand new destination for Disney Cruise Line. This destination will be available during some of the Disney Dream's 7-night Mediterranean cruises sailing out of Barcelona. Now hold up, I am not done talking about DCL just yet, because for the first time ever, Marvel Day at Sea is going to be taking place during sailings from Galveston, Texas, aboard the Disney Magic, starting in January 2026. So if you've ever dreamed of battling alongside Spider-Man, dancing with Captain America, or training with Wakandan warriors at sea, your heroic moment is about to happen. These select 4- and 5-night sailings are packed with encounters with all of those superheroes, themed dining, exclusive merchandise, and action-packed entertainment for the whole family. But select Disney Fantasy sailings out of Port Canaveral are also going to be bringing back the ever-popular Pixar Day at Sea, which is also starting up in January 2026. These 5-night sailings are going to bring your favorite Pixar stories to life in a celebration packed with characters, music, food, and family fun. So you just got to decide, is it Pixar or is it Marvel for you? Let's address the elephant in the room here. When it comes to Disney World and Disneyland, 2026 is going to be a transformative year for the domestic Disney parks. But those really big projects that are going to create brand new lands, which is what we're really looking forward to the most, won't be up and running until 2027 or later. That means 2026 is going to be a big year for some major groundbreaking for all these new lands and areas that we're anxious to start seeing take shape. Here are all the lands that we know are coming to Disneyland and Disney World so far. Now, as I mentioned before, DCA is going to be getting a new Avatar land, and Disneyland will more than likely have way more expansions to hit us with in the future thanks to the Disneyland Forward project. That includes a $1.9 billion investment that's going to bring new experiences into the parks. So we can't wait to see where that eventually leads. Animal Kingdom is going to be getting Pueblo Esperanza, which actually is the only land we have some sort of release date for so far since it's slated to open in 2027. Meanwhile, Magic Kingdom is going to be getting the new Cars-themed Piston Peak area and a Villains Land just beyond Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. And while I'm sad to see Mike and Sully to the rescue go, I am happy to see a whole Monsters, Inc. area come to Hollywood Studios, taking over the former Muppet Scoreyard. In short, lots of things will be happening more behind the scenes across our domestic Disney parks next year, but the DFB team and I will continue to be around to bring you the latest 411 as soon as we hear it. We will be here with the drop. 2026 is going to start moving and shaking the Disney scene again, and I know the things we talked about today aren't the end of the story. If you want to learn about even more things that are going to be coming to specifically Disney World over the next few years, go ahead and watch our latest video about the 50 new things coming to Disney World that you cannot miss. And don't forget to download our free Disney World 12-month calendar over at disneyfoodblog.com/WDW calendar. Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.